All right, before we get lost in this circus, let me hit y'all with the basics. Smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, share this video with your people, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Because this one right here, buckle up. It's a ride straight through chaos, ego, and hypocrisy. Tiffany Dash style. Oh, check this out. I stumbled across an old clip the other day. A relic. We're talking like 3 years back. But here's the thing. It slaps even harder now than it ever did before. Especially with what just went down this past Easter. The timing? Flawless. The irony? Off the charts. Like, seriously, you couldn't script this any better if you hired HBO writers and gave them a budget. We're rolling the tape back tonight, dusting off a moment that aged like milk left in the sun. Picture it. Early pandemic. Peak Zoom chaos. Back when half the country didn't know how to unmute. And everybody looked like they were broadcasting live from inside a toaster oven. And here comes Tiffany, never one to miss a dramatic monologue, deciding it's her time to deliver breaking news. She logs on chin high and declares with her whole chest, "Board of Trustees and residents, I need you to understand. There's absolutely no trespassing at the old village hall." The way she said it, you'd think someone broke into Area 51 and walked out with alien blueprints. She kept hammering that word, trespassing, like folks were plotting Ocean's 11 at a dusty village building. Then came her big reveal. She got some so-called disturbing reports. According to Tiffany, people had been sneaking into the old village hall without clearance, and she wasn't having it. Didn't matter if you used to work there, lived down the block, or just want to peek in. No badge, no entry. And then, boom, she hits us with, "How did they even get the access code?" That's when it clicked. This wasn't about a building. It wasn't about keeping the property safe. Nah, this was about power, control. Tiffany wasn't securing a hall. She was staking her territory. And of course, she couldn't just leave it there. She doubled down, announced that anybody caught inside without approval will be prosecuted to the fullest extent. Like, sis, calm down. It's a rec center, not the Treasury Department. But then she cranked it up again. Tiffany claimed she had reports of someone strutting around in an official Village of Benton uniform, even after being fired. And not just anyone. This was someone she let go in 2021, right after bulldozing her way into office and flipping everything upside down. In her words, that wasn't just shady. It was impersonating a government employee. The way she said it, like dude threw on a village polo and tried to run for president at Walgreens. And she made it clear, stone cold. Once you've been fired, you no longer work for the Village of Benton. No wiggle room, no nuance. Just her word, sharp as a gavel. But here's where it gets comical. Fast forward to Easter weekend. Who's standing out front of the village building, handing out food, taking pictures, posted up like she still runs a block. Yep, Tiffany, not the mayor, not staff, not even a city volunteer. But she had the mic, the crowd, the photo ops, all like she never left office. So let's line this up real quick. If somebody else puts on a polo, it's a felony. But when Tiffany does it, suddenly it's community outreach. Girls, stop. That's not public service. That's full-blown cosplay. She threw on the Mayor Barbie outfit for Easter weekend, like it was a photo shoot straight out of 2020. Let's keep it real. That Zoom speech wasn't about rules or protocol. It was about ego. That trespassing energy, that was, "Don't you dare outshine me" energy. And if you remember 2021, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Her relationship with Kamal was falling apart, and all that drama started spilling into her politics. Maybe that fire employee, maybe they were getting too much attention, too many eyes, too much spotlight, and Tiffany wasn't about to share. Because when ego and public office collide, disaster every single time. And now here she is, violating her own rule book in broad daylight, on camera, with no shame whatsoever. It's the hypocrisy for me. She built the rules, then smashed them herself, loudly, boldly, and wrapped it all in fake humility. This isn't leadership. It's narcissism in heels. And look, growth is possible. People evolve. But what we're watching here, this ain't growth. It's regression dressed up as a comeback tour. One minute she's laying down the law. The next she's throwing herself a press conference in front of the very same building she said no one could step foot in. You can't make this up. And the kicker? The internet never forgets. That old clip? Still out here. And now it's a textbook case in hypocrisy. A masterclass in do as I say, not as I do. Tiffany's ego? Untouchable. Her theatrics? Unmatched. Her selective memory? Wild, so here's where we land. Tiffany isn't just bending rules. She's rewriting the whole book, banking on us to forget the pages we've already read. But nah, we're not new here. We've seen it. We've clocked it. And the receipts? They always circle back, louder than before. Now, that's the breakdown for tonight. But I want your read on it. Do you think Tiffany's just being petty? Are we watching a slow-motion meltdown? Or is there a deeper mess under the surface? Hit the comments with your thoughts. Smash that like if you caught the hypocrisy. Subscribe if you're still riding with us. And send this video to anyone who remembers when Tiffany actually had a job description. But Tiffany, sis, weren't you the one screaming that once you're fired, you can't rock official village gear? Well, surprise. You've been fired. You're unemployed. You're not mayor, not supervisor, not chair of anything. Yet here you are, parading like the Duchess of Benton, waving to crowds like the paycheck still clears. Make it make sense. Quick pit stop, we need to talk makeup. Because, ma'am, that foundation is screaming. Neon. Caution tape loud. Not blended, not smooth, just melted onto your face like a traffic cone in July. It's 2025, and you're still rolling with base that looks like it was applied during a blackout drag brunch. Less public service, more public safety hazard. But the real gag? Tiffany has spent years preaching that impersonating a village official after termination is a crime. And yet, here she is, cosplaying mayor like Comic-Con sent her an invite. You said the law applies to everyone. So when's your mugshot dropping, sis? Because right now you're starring in your own. Parody, and we got a talk wig. $1,000. Let me repeat, 1,000. For that thing looks like it was crafted with glue sticks, yarn, and overdue bills. It's giving Dollar Tree cosplay with a side of despair. Tried to be blonde. Landed somewhere between dishwater and depression. If that's CEO realness, I'm embarrassed for your stylist. And Tiffany, if you actually want a cosmetology school, the school owes us an apology. Because that lace front, it's peeling up like rent. If you paid $1,000 for that, you didn't buy hair. You financed a cry for help. Baby, no. Just know. Now, jokes aside, let's zoom back in. You are not mayor, not supervisor. No title, no office. Yet you keep crashing community events, posting up in front of buildings you no longer run, smiling for the cameras like it's 2021. That Easter gig? Not a comeback, not a service. Just cosplay with a side of delusion. And the funniest part? You drag someone for wearing a Dolton hoodie, like they hacked the Pentagon. Girl, it was probably laundry day. But you turned it into a national security crisis. That's classic Tiffany. Take something small, crank it up to DEFCON 1. Then act like you're the victim. Let's rewind the receipts. June 7th, 2021, you're in power. Fast forward to March 2024, gone. Poof, off the map. Meanwhile, the same folks you try to silence, thriving. And you, still clinging to old titles, waving around a wig that's been through more scandals in your council meetings. And now this ice rink idea, naming it after your daughter, that's not legacy, that's vanity. You're not Caesar building Rome. You're just Tiffany building cringe. The makeup? Tragic. The wig? Catastrophe. The leadership act? Expired. What's left is ego wrapped in cheap lace. Here's the kicker. You could pivot. You could stop at the cosplay. Stop living in reruns. Stop remixing lies into fairy tales. But until then, you're not running a government. You're running out of excuses. And the clock is louder than ever. All right, I'm done, for real this time. But before you bounce, smash that like, subscribe, share this video. And if you're feeling generous, hit that join button to keep this tea piping hot. Your support keeps the shade sharp and the truth undeniable. Take care of yourselves, and Tiffany, handle that Wig, we are begging you. Bye.